I told you not to sell.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. NVIDIA stock sitting at 121.40 on Friday. Friday, we had the same selling pressure that we would expect to see at the top of a wedge. We are inside a wedge. It's not an ascending triangle, unfortunately. It is a wedge. Every time it comes down to the bottom of the wedge, buyers step in. And on the opposite side, we see selling pressure at the top of the wedge. So the thing about wedges is we don't know which way it's going to go. It could go up, it could go down. That's just the market as a whole, right? We don't know where it's going. I can make predictions. I absolutely can. The market, though, doesn't care about my predictions. Doesn't care about your predictions. Doesn't care what we think. It's going to do what it does. But based on the technicals, if we go off of the fact that wedges tend to go down more often than they go up, unfortunately, especially if you look at the monthly, when you look at the monthly, you're like, oh boy, what's going on here? Look at that monthly and you're like, it's got to go somewhere. It's either up or down. You switch to the quarterly, and it looks like maybe buyers stepped in big, and we might see a continuation of the huge run it's been having. But boy, has this been going without much of a pullback when you look at the yearly. So you zoom out and you're like, So I think the best thing one can do here is wait, give it a week, and in a week we'll find out whether we're gonna break down out of this wedge or to the upside. But personally, I think this one's a buy on dips. Whenever it dips, get in there. If this is gonna dip, it'll come down as low as 112. Because that's where we have support here. 112, 113. So that's where I would look for support. I mean, buyers did step in at 120. But I would still look either way. I would still look to see if it pulls back as far as 113. Because after hours, it did come down to 120 again. So if it's going to repeat the same pattern as last time, where it just sells off back down to the bottom of this wedge, you would look to buy in at around 113, 112. Now, if for some reason going into Monday, Tuesday, we see buyers just step in and push it up above and break out above 126, I mean, the sky's the limit afterward. If we break to the upside on this wedge, the sky's the limit. So here you have to make a choice. You either wait for the dip. If there's no dip, then you play the breakout. Because the breakout out of this wedge is going to be a big move. Either direction it goes to, it's going to be a big move, regardless. If it comes down to 100 again, you know what to do. If you haven't been buying every time it goes down near 100, you're doing it wrong. Because that's what we've been doing in the Discord, at least. Every time it comes down near 100, we're like, let's swing trade this, let's get in there. If you're long, I mean, of course, you want to get more bang for your buck. So same thing. I don't think the strategy really changes other than I'm looking to flip it, you're looking to hold it long term. So you would want to add as a long either way on dips. Why would you buy at 120 when you can buy at 100 and get more bang for your buck, more shares for your money, in my opinion? So that's my thought process going into Monday. I would just play it cautious, see how the market's going to react at these levels. We would expect selling pressure like it has done so 3 times in the past, which should bring it down to 113, nice and cheap. And might be a dip opportunity there. Maybe even play some options. For those of you who like playing options, I'm not an options guy. I'm more of a good old-fashioned, I'm going to buy nice and cheap, good companies at cheap prices, as Warren Buffett likes to say. That's my style. Again, if the market as a whole decides to come down, we're going to get that pressure on NVIDIA as well. And we'll see it come down to 100 easily if it breaks down. So either way, I think it's bullish, right? If it breaks down and goes nice and cheap, it's bullish long term. AI's still got a long way to go. I don't see humanoid robots anywhere. They're not even affordable for the masses. They cost way too much to even be affordable for the masses right now. We're not living in the Star Wars times yet, but we'll get there. The time will come. We might not be alive for that, but you know, it's crazy if you went 20 years back and you told them about the internet and you showed them the phone. Not 20 years, 30 years. Yeah, it wasn't too long ago that technology is still pretty new. It hasn't even been a century when you think about it. It's crazy. But you go back in time not too long ago, and you go, hey, look, this is a cell phone, and it's a calculator, and it can do this, that, and it has all these apps. It can take pictures, it can take video in HD, not no potato cams. People would look at you like, whoa, that's crazy, that's insane, that's wild. What is that? Like, you would blow people's minds if you went back 30 years, just 30 years. If you went back even further, they'd be even more mind blown. Like, wait, it's also a flashlight? What? You literally got a flashlight in your pocket? That's crazy. And a calculator, and it does all these other things. It's insane how much is in the phone. That's really the point I'm trying to make. Now, just imagine what it's going to be like in the future. So, long term, NVIDIA is a buy on dips. Swing traders, wait for it to pull back. If it breaks out, then play the breakout. That's it for the video, guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next one.